finding that it is very young, very juvenile right now. Like there's a clue in that name.
We did get to a part that kind of broke my heart.
We're not what everyone thinks we are, right? Like we're not what we seem. We all have a story.
I have a prediction that this is going to be a 5.
I hate people. Like, let's just leave it at that. Like, people are so cruel.
Hello, and welcome to my June Booktuber pick. So it's been a little crazy. I am just now, a week into June, picking up Sarah's recommendation of The House on the Cerulean Sea, but I am excited to get started on this. I have read 4 books so far this month because I am participating in the Amazing Readathon, so it took me a little while to pick this up. I don't think I will be able to fit this in to a prompt. The only 2 prompts that I don't have a book for are lowest rating that I still think I would enjoy, or a chilling or wintry setting. And I don't think this would fit either one of these. So I'm just gonna read it on my own. I could fit this in for like a sightseeing prompt for the most recent leg that we were on, which is like 3, and it was the Capitol and Pan Am, and there's a couple of different sightseeing prompts that this could fit for, so we'll see if I can get that in. But otherwise, I'm just gonna read it not for the Amazing Readathon, and if it fits somewhere, then it fits somewhere, and you know, just gonna see what happens. But I'm excited to dive right into this and just see if it is living up to the hype that this book had by so many people.
Okay, so I just got to work this morning. It was extremely rainy and gross out, and it is graduation today. And I am not going to graduation. I am here at work because there is Regents tutoring. Those are our state exams. But anyway, hopefully I can get some more listening and reading done today. But I am 4 chapters in of House in the Cerulean Sea. And it's adorable so far. So I am finding that it is very young, very juvenile right now. Like, I get that it's YA, but I feel like it's definitely, as of right now, that could still change because I'm only 4 chapters in, but I feel like it's on the lower end of YA. Maybe like that cusp of, like middle grade, upper middle grade to lower YA. So I would say like maybe 13 years old, something like that. But again, I'm only 4 chapters in, so who knows? That could change. We find out about one of the children. I'm very interested to see where that is going to go. His name is Lucy. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's a clue in that name. And he asks, he's like, why did they name a boy Lucy? What's going on? So there is a clue there, but that I'm excited to see what that situation is about. And something else that I really enjoyed is that I love the fact that he took his cat with him. That Linus took his cat with him to this assignment because he was going to be away for a long time, and his cat is like a grumpy, mean old cat, yet has chosen Linus as his person. If you're a cat owner, or better yet, if your cat owns you, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, I do like that, that he knew that nobody else would take care of him, so he made sure to take him on the train with him. But anyway, I'm enjoying it so far. Again, I know that we are just beginning, and I do know that there's a lot of content warnings that have come out, with this, because it's dealing with children. So I'm preparing myself for that. But I'm hoping that it continues to be a interesting read. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go do some work, get some lesson planning done for, like the beginning of next year, get some things done, and a head start on changing some things. And then I'm probably going to try to listen while I clean up my classroom, because we're shutting down the classrooms. We only got a couple weeks left. I gotta put everything away, things like that. So I'll probably try to pop on the audio while I'm doing all of that, and I'll check back in later today.
Okay, so yes, it's been a minute since I've come on here and done any kind of update on House of the in the Cerulean Sea. I am only up to chapter 8.
a lot has been going on. Today, I took my certification exam for library and information science to become a certified library teacher. So, obviously there was no reading done then. I did listen on the way there, on the way home, couple things. I've been listening on audio on my way to work and things like that. But again, there's not so much that I can actually get done during the drive because it's only like a 15-minute drive. But anyway, I'm about to sit down and eat something, and I'm going to try to read some more. But so far, I think I can't wait to find out more about this prophecy. Well, not really prophecy, but like this prediction. Like the reason why Linus is there is because there's this concern about one of the children bringing end to the world. I mean, that's on the back, so that's not a spoiler. But I'm just loving meeting all the kids. Like, I love all their personalities. It's fun. Hearing like one of the kids has like a really deep voice. I was listening to that part on audio, and then they describe somebody else as like being almost jellyfish-like or sea cucumber, things like that. We did get to a part that kind of broke my heart a little bit. Not a little bit, like really, it was just like really upsetting. Obviously knowing that it was probably going to be the case, but Arthur says to Linus that, oh yeah, this is, we say an adoption home, right, or an orphanage, but we know that these kids are never going to get adopted because like the people of the world are too scared of their powers and their, things like that. So that broke my heart. And obviously I know that is a theme throughout this book, but to actually hear that, was sad. But anyway, I'm going to eat some dinner and I'm going to see how much more of this I can get done today. I would like to have this done in the next couple of days, but there's still, it's only the 12th, so there's still time to read. I don't have to rush with this, especially because I'm also doing the Amazing Readathon. And, I'm getting those books read as well. So we'll see. But so far, I'm getting into it. It's still early. I'm only 7 chapters in and about to read chapter 8. So I'm thinking, things are going to pick up soon. And, we'll see what happens from there. Okay, so it is Sunday, the 15th. And I've been listening and reading in pieces, but I'm still not that far into it. I'm only about like 35% into the book. Not because I'm not enjoying it. It's just been so like crazy with work and everything. I just finished a big assignment and submitted that. So I'm sitting and listening to some more right now. I have sprints with Krista on in the background. I just did my nails and I'm going to listen a little bit more while I update my book journal, things like that. Couple of thoughts so far. One, I love Chauncey. Like listening to Chauncey on the audio is so fun. The fact that he wants to be a bellhop, like, I don't know. I just love everything about Chauncey. Lucy is like, I don't know. Like, I don't have a read on this kid yet. Whether or not, like, the things that they're saying about him is true or if, like, he's just trying to put on this, like, whole show. Like, I don't know. But I like the fact that they keep making references. So Arthur keeps telling Linus that, like, we're not what everyone thinks we are, right? Like, we're not what we seem. We all have a story. So I absolutely love that part. I'm in chapter 10 right now, and I just got to a scene where, hey, sorry, that's Misty, where somebody's making comments about these kids. Because there's, like, a lot going on where, like, basically this whole thing is about, like, magical creatures and magical people and they're outcasts, things like that. And so like there's a lot of people sending like nasty messages and leaving up signs and things like that. So this guy is like talking about like how dangerous it is and like how these kids don't belong or whatever. And so Linus comes back at him and says like, I'm sorry, say that again. And like the way the guy worded it, he's like, so should I put in my report and should I report that you're making inappropriate statements about kids? So I like that he basically just went right back at him, like straight out. And I absolutely love that Linus in
overall, like all this, even though like his job is to possibly shut down this orphanage, but like his job first and foremost so far, like the vibe that I'm getting is that he's there because he wants to protect these kids, right? Like he keeps saying like it's all about the kids. Like he keeps having to remind himself that because like, yes, he is sending reports to his boss and like, yeah, there's a lot going on, but like I just love that. So yeah, I'm enjoying this so far, but I need to like just actually sit and get a good chunk of this read because I know that there's still so much that's got to happen, and I'm really like only 35% in, so I can't wait to actually get going with the rest of this book. So I'm going to listen to some more and update my reading journal and things like that, and we'll see how far I get. Okay, so I just finished chapter 10. I love this. These kids are just like, I mean, they're very philosophical, a little too philosophical. But then there's like parts where they're like, I mean, yeah, that's what a kid would say. Like they were going on this hike, and like they got to this part that like was like scary or whatever, and I forget who said it because chapter 10 was a little bit of a long chapter. I don't like that some of these chapters are like really long. I hate long chapters like that. You guys have, if you've been watching and you know long, you know that that's one of my biggest pet peeves is the long chapters. Like there can be more breaks. But anyway, they were like telling Linus like, yeah, we vote that you go ahead, like you go first. And like when he was like all honored that they chose him, it was like, yeah, because you know, if anything bad happens, like they'll come after you first. Yeah, so that was pretty funny. And then I just got to the end of chapter 10 and they were talking about Zoe, and she creates these like sunflowers out of nothing, and like she's just like very like philosophical about it. Like, you know, yeah, like there's bad things that happen. Like if somebody doesn't take care of it, it's going to die, whatever. But you know, Linus is like, you can make something out of nothing. That's impressive. And she goes, not something out of nothing. It was just hidden away. I knew to look for it because I listened to it. So, obviously these are like metaphors for the kids, right? Because nobody sees them as people. They're just these magical creatures that need to be hidden away or controlled. And just like hearing the things that they're saying about the like the papers that they have to have and being on the registry, like clearly this is a metaphor, obviously. Like I don't doubt that whatsoever, but like, you know, Nazi Germany comes up in my mind, a lot of historical events, South Africa, like this is just like singing to me as if there was a way to like incorporate this into history lessons and make the comparisons and do like a cross curriculum, you know, reading with English, things like that, and using like a fantasy book instead of like these classics that these kids sometimes just are like so done with and they don't want anything to do with it. I would totally find a way to do that if I could, but yeah. I'll just have to continue because like I can't put it down now. And maybe, I mean, I'm about halfway now. Something like that. Maybe a little less than, well, no, actually I'm about halfway. I gotta look. But I definitely want to try to finish this in the next couple of days. I'm gonna have to, you know, incorporate that with my amazing readathon prompt because we just got our 6th prompt. So I'm gonna be reading another book for that. So I'm kind of reading this in between all that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. And I just can't wait to see what else is going to happen. And I love that Linus is like falling into and starting to realize all the things. Like he knows that what's happening is not right. But then he goes, but protocol, like, right, this is part of my job. And like he justifies, like, I love what I do. It's about protecting the kids. But then he starts to realize things that like, hey, maybe we're not doing the best yet. I don't know. Like, you know, there's little clues to that. But he's still very much so protocol and I got to do my job. So we haven't seen that break yet. So I'm hoping that we see that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Okay, last update for tonight. Misty, nope. Okay, last update for tonight. Because I'm exhausted. It is 10 o'clock and I got to get to bed because I have a week and a half left of work. But I am just slightly past the 50% mark. And I just can't help but smile with this book. I mean, smile, but also like feel so heartbroken when these kids talk. Like Chauncey just wants to be a bellhop. And like he's so happy about learning everything he can. And then Linus asks him, why do you want to be a bellhop? And his response like just made me smile. And then when he continues to explain himself, breaks my heart. Because he's like, I want to help people. And I can lift big things. I have all these, tentacles and I could just help people. And then Linus is like, oh, you do? And he's like, yeah, I know I look scary, but I could still help people. So, yeah. We did get to a part that obviously is the burning secret part. So we'll see when that comes back in and when we find out what's actually going on because we get to a locked door. So I'm excited to see what the big secret is that might be uncovered by Arthur. Because I think on the back it says, Linus discovers that Arthur would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it means the world has to burn. Or worse, his secret comes to light. And I think that last line of the synopsis is a clue to what we just came across here in the book in chapter 11. So yeah, but again, the chapters are really long. So yeah, but I might just skim through. I've been listening as I'm reading just because I love to hear the different voices of the kids. That's really enjoyable. So I'm really glad that I decided to listen at the same time as I'm reading with my eyes, because it just puts character to these kids. So yeah, so I have about 7 pages left of chapter 11. So I think I'm just gonna finish up with those and then be done for tonight. I have a feeling by Tuesday I should finish this. Probably not gonna get so much read tomorrow. I'll read, I'll listen on the way to work and probably on the way home. And then I have some tutoring tomorrow. So whatever I can get read tomorrow after class or after school. And then I have another assignment that's due Tuesday night that I have to finish. I have to finish. So we'll see. But I'm hoping by like Tuesday, I'm also tutoring on Tuesday as well. So I'm hoping by like Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest, I could finish this, depending on how much I could just sit and read. So yeah. So I'll check back in tomorrow. Okay, so I am about to work out. I am drinking my pre-workout. I'm off today, so it's a little bit later in the day than normally, but I am listening to some more of The House in the Cerulean Sea. I did not get to finish it when I said I wanted to finish it, but that's okay. So I'm going to listen to that right now while I'm doing my workout, and then I'm going to hopefully finish reading it today. But I did have to come on here and just say that I still have about little less than 50% of the book left. So it is a quick read. I am enjoying it, but I am absolutely loving the fact that like we're only 50% in the book and already Arthur is like, I don't want to say changing his tune, but the way he's talking about these kids and what he's saying by his third report, I'm like loving this. I don't want to say epiphany because again, it's like made clear that he's always in it for the kids and the safety and protection of the kids, but his viewpoint on what that is maybe changing. So I just love how he's describing these kids and their humanity. Like, they're not dangerous, they're human, or, you know, even if they're not quite human, which, by the way, I looked up some fan art
I'm sorry that there's like sound in the background if you're hearing that, because they're opening the pool, which is right outside my house in the development. So like they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I hope you're not picking up too much on that. But anyway, I looked up fan art for these characters and it's like exactly what I pictured. Yeah. So I'm just like loving how whimsical it is, but also the message that is coming along with this. And I just love that right now I'm listening to his third report and he just keeps saying like, yeah, but the rules and the laws that we have been told to enforce are like so old. Like, how can we say that that's still what's right for everybody, you know? And rules can be changed, you know, things like that. So I'm just loving this. But listen, I have to finish this book today, not because of any like time crunch. It's just because I want to finish this so badly. Like I need to see what's gonna happen. Like I need to finish this today. So I am off. I do have a lot going on. I do still have to finish An Ember in the Ashes, because I have a feeling that today is going to, at some point today, be the next leg that drops for the Amazing Readathon. I mean, I'm a Pathfinder, so I really don't have to finish it by the next leg, but I want to. So I'm gonna be working on those two books today while I do some things around the house. I have some errands to run. Yeah, but I'm just loving this. All right, I'm gonna go do my workout and listen and check in later.
So I just got to the point where they went into the city and or the village, and Chauncey just came in like contact with a real bellhop, and his excitement, like I love listening to this on the audio. It is so good on audio. Oh, it was so cute and so funny. I loved it.
Well, we got Misty Girl here. Say hi to everybody. She's like, what? Huh? Who's everybody? Anyway, so I finished my workout. I made some coffee. I made myself something to eat. I was listening, and oh my god, the scene when they go into the village in the ice cream shop, and the way people reacted. Like there's different reactions from everybody, and then somebody comes in and like basically handles everything. This is such a good book. Such a good story. I know that I feel like I'm being very repetitive, but it's just because like I am moving so fast through this book. Like when I actually sit down and read it, I'm moving so fast through it, and it's just like I can't keep up with my thoughts. So Sal, what happened to Sal was very heartbreaking. And then Lucy, I can't with Lucy. I'm interested to see how Lucy's story ends. I mean, I want to know how obviously all of the kids end up. But I really want to know about Lucy, because is he actually putting on like more of a show than he thinks? He keeps talking about like his nightmares, and how like he just loves these records. There was a scene that I absolutely loved, and I don't know if I mentioned this already, where he gives an old record. It was his idea to give an old record player that they had at the orphanage to Linus, so that he can listen to music. And you know, Lucy, he loves music, and there's a scene where he breaks records, so that's why they're going into the village, and you know, to go replace his collection, things like that. So yeah, there's some things that happen, and I can't say a lot because I don't want to spoil it, but you know, what happened broke my heart, and then how Arthur and Linus responded. And then what Linus said to Sal after this event that happens, it actually scared Sal so much that he turned, he shifted, which is what happened the first time that he got scared when Linus came. So the speech that he says to him, like just all the feels, like he tells Sal,
like, it's okay to be scared, and it's okay for what happened. Like, you don't have to be embarrassed about the fact that you got so scared that you transformed. That's fine. Just remember that you always have somebody and something to come back to. Like, you always need to find your way back to us, you know, like family, whatever type of thing. So that was like, oh my God, tearing at the heart, tugging at all those heartstrings. And then Lucy and like all the kids referring to each other as like brothers and sisters, like that was just so sweet. So and then we got a little bit of what I think something going on with Arthur. Like, I don't know what's, you know, what the deal is with this. Like, I don't know if I missed it. I don't think I missed it, but like the big secret, like uncover this secret. Like, I think I know what it is. Like, I think I figured out where it was going. Unless it's just the thing about Lucy, which I don't think is on the back of the book, so I'm not going to say exactly what it is. But yeah, I don't know. So, like, I don't know if I've missed that, like if that was a secret or if there's something else. So my prediction is we'll see. I guess we'll see. But I'm up to like 73%. I think I'm just going to continue the rest of this on the audio. Because I was enjoying it already reading with my eyes, but I am loving it on audio. Like hearing the different kids' voices. It's just, there's so much like, character and emotion in the audio. They did a really good job with the audiobook. So I'm going to continue it today. I'll finish it. I'm going to go shower. I have a couple of things to do. So I will definitely finish this today. I'm going to listen while I straighten up and then do what I got to do. So I will check back in. I will let you know my thoughts once I finish. But yeah. I have nothing else to say right now. It's just like all the feels. I find myself laughing so much with the kids and just like the things that are happening. I'm loving it. Well, just about done. I've been doing some errands and listening, but oh my God. So when Lucy says to Linus, "You're one of us," and he's like, "No, I don't have any magical powers," and he says, "Yes, you do. Anybody who's ordinary can have magic." And oh my God, that just was like, oh. But I have to run in and do some returns, and then I will finish. I have probably I think I have like one more chapter in the epilogue, so I can't wait to finish that. But yeah, and then of course, like the secret, you find I feel like you pick up on it like fairly early in the story what the secret is that they talk about on the back of the book that has to be kept. So now I'm curious to see how this is all going to end with Daikami, because we did just have like a scene. Ugh, I hate people. Like, let's just leave it at that. Like, people are so cruel. So now we just gotta see how this all ends and make sure that the orphanage does not close and the children get to stay in their home. So I'll let you know. This book, everybody. Oh my God, this book. You have to read this book. So I finished the day that I was out doing my errands, and I sat with it for a day or two. Just because I was in complete shock, awe of this book. I gave this 5 stars. The House on the Cerulean Sea, great pick, Sarah. You did a great job. I was going back and forth with an unhaul for this book. I mean, I left it on my shelves because it was one of those books that I've heard great things about it, but then I've also seen people not really enjoy it. And I was maybe I just kind of fell into the hype. But no, this is so worth all of the hype. I loved it. I loved all of the coziness. The ending of this book,
Oh my God, I just wanted to cry. It was just so endearing and so adorable. And I love seeing where all of the kids came to the realization of who they are and that they are not monsters the way these people in the town see them, or Dikemi, which is the magical, the magical department for youth, and like trying to basically hide them away. Like, it was just so lovely, and it has so many, obviously, real world applications that kids can get from this. I'm not sure if this is YA. I think it's YA or middle grade. I know it's definitely YA, but I'm not sure if like upper middle grade. I think upper middle grade can handle this. But I think this is like such a great book. I loved imagining all of the kids in my mind. I loved listening to it on audio to hear the narration of all the different voices. And that brought these images to life in my mind. And then, of course, I looked up fan art. I mean, this is, I have a feeling, going to be one of my favorite books of the year. And we're only in June. But Sarah, I loved your recommendation. I'm not sure if I'm going to read the sequel because I've seen a lot of mixed reviews. People saying that that TJ Klune should have just left it with this one. I've seen other people love it just as much as The House on the Cerulean Sea, so I'm not sure. We'll see. But I am very happy if I just leave it at this. I mean, yes, I want to know a little bit more about the kids. I would love to see like something about Lucy, if anything more develops with his story. But, I mean, you have to pick this up. If you have not already read The House on the Cerulean Sea, I highly, highly, highly recommend this. Let me know down in the comments, have you read this book? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Is it a 5-star for you? I'd love to hear all your thoughts. I'd also love to hear down in the comments if you read the sequel and what your thoughts are on that is as well. And thank you once again for following along on this vlog. I know I repeated myself a lot because I just loved it so much every step of the way. So thank you for watching. And if you just want to let me know that you are here and you just don't really have a lot to say, but you want to support me, then leave an ocean emoji because, you know, we're in the house in the Cerulean Sea. And there's a scene in the book where Linus sees the ocean for the first time. And I just absolutely loved that when he saw that and was just so mesmerized by this. So leave me an ocean emoji down in the comments. Also check back in July for my next Booktuber recommendation and what they are going to recommend me. Well, that's all I have for now. Bye.